Alright, today I'm going to be doing some search and destroy tips for professional play, and these are not for pubs. This is for game battles or MLG variant gameplay. We're going to go over Dome for this first one. And on this first side, we have offense, and these are just some routes that we're going to be running. And as you see, the number 1, right when you spawn, you're going to run behind that barrel. And what the green on this map is lines of sight, where these people are going to be seeing, like where you can see from the spot. So 1, you're going to be head-glitching a little barrel back in your spawn, and you're going to be watching the entrance. A good search and destroy player, you will never see them until you're basically dead. And so instead of being like most kids and poking your head out of the windows of your first spawn building, you're going to sit back here and just wait for anyone to rush up. You don't want them to see you until it's too late. The other 3 guys are going to run out the backside. In position number 3, you're going to wrap around the trailer right when you get outside, and you're going to fit in between the Hummer and the little crate, and you can see all the green next to the number 3. That's where you're going to be watching. Again, you don't want to poke out and show where you are. You're just going to sit and wait. Position 2, you're going to run down over kind of by B-bomb, and you're going to hide behind the little fence area. It's like a transformer. And all the blue is where number 2 is going to be patrolling, and you can check up on top of Dome, like on the little railing up top. You can see B-bomb, you can protect whoever's planning. Number 4 is actually going to be the person planning, so number 2 is going to position themselves around the cage to protect them from planning. And when number 4 plants, he's going to go behind the fences right behind B-bomb and see all the green next to number 4. That's where he's going to be watching. It's basically going to be watching the door into Dome. Number 2 is going to be watching around B-bomb and also the side door to Dome and also on top of the catwalk. And then we have over on offense the setups that you want to have. I basically just went over them. Number 1, first of all, I'll go. All the teal colored stuff is what on this map is going to be protected. So basically you see it's half the map is locked down. Number 1 is basically locking down your entire spawn and a little bit out of the front door. Number 3 is protecting the alleyway over to B-bomb and also everything behind him, which nobody should get by. Number 2 is watching all of B area, and same with number 4, but number 4 is also watching inside of Dome a little bit. And for an instance, let's say number 1 dies, number 3 can transition backwards and look into your spawn. If number 3 dies, number 2 can transition from out of the cages and wrap back around to where number 3 is and search over there a little bit. And so this is a very tight lockdown on offense. And now we come to defense. So when you spawn at the bottom side of Dome, you're going to have one person, number 1, rush up through the middle of the map, and you want to throw 2 stuns and your grenade at the entrance of the building where the offense spawns. And the little jeep where the number 1 is positioned, you're going to lay down and look under that jeep. Again, you don't want to show where you are. You don't want them to know where you are. So you're going to lay down underneath that jeep, and if anyone comes out, you can just shoot them through under the jeep. And no one looking through the fences at the windows will ever see you. Number 2 is going to rush up the middle with number 1, but go to the right, and it's going to look over towards the trailer side. And also, if number 1 dies, number 2 can turn around and watch that area. Number 3 and 4 are going to rush through the middle of the Dome, and number 3 is actually on top of a shipping container. There's a little barrel you can jump on top of right behind it, and you can look all the way up the paths to B, seeing out of their spawn. Number 4 is going to run behind the fences behind B-bomb, and you can see all the way into their spawn building. So this is a very strong lockdown on B side. Number 1 is protecting A all by himself, but it's also a very hard place to kill him at. So that's a very big lockdown right there. And then the setups for defense, I've already gone over them, but this is an overview. Number 1 is going to be laying underneath that jeep. Number 2 is going to be watching B alley and also behind him if number 1 seems to die. Number 3 is watching up into their spawn and right behind them in Dome. For instance, if number 1 dies and they slip past, And number 4 is staring through the fences behind B-bomb all the way into their spawn. The arrows show where they'll be looking, and the teal colored is what's being locked down at the moment. So this was search and destroy for Dome. And again, if somehow number 1 dies and they slip into A, it's a freak accident. That won't ever really happen. Good teams will not plant A just because it's so tight in there. All you need is one guy to guard A, but for some reason it goes into A, everybody just transition. But this is for Dome, and hopefully I'll be getting more out if you like them. Like it. If not, I won't do any more. But alright.